I told my wife the lock on my daughter's door does not get removed until my brother-in-law and his daughters are out of our house. So last month, my brother-in-law Jake and his twin daughters moved in with us after his wife kicked him out. The girls are 15 and they're honestly really sweet kids, but Jake's been having a rough time and my wife felt bad for him. I wasn't thrilled about it, but I said okay, they could stay in our guest room until he got back on his feet. My daughter Emma is 13 and she's always been shy around new people. When Jake and the girls first moved in, Emma started acting weird. She'd lock her bedroom door all the time, which she never did before. She stopped hanging out in the living room and basically just stayed in her room doing homework or reading. My wife kept saying Emma was just adjusting and that I was being paranoid. But then last Tuesday, I came home from work early because I had a dentist appointment. I walked upstairs to grab some files from my office and I heard Jake talking to someone in Emma's room. The door was open a crack and I could see him sitting on her bed. He was asking her about school and friends, normal stuff, but something felt off. Emma looked super uncomfortable and kept looking at the door like she wanted to leave. When Jake saw me, he jumped up and said he was just checking on her because she seemed upset. Emma ran past me to the bathroom and I could tell she was crying. When I asked her what was wrong, she just said she was fine and locked herself in there for like an hour. That night I tried talking to my wife about it, but she said I was overreacting. She insisted Jake was just trying to be a good uncle and that Emma was probably just embarrassed about something normal like periods or whatever. But then Thursday happened. I was in the garage working on my car when Emma came running out there sobbing. She said Jake had come into her room while she was changing clothes and that when she told him to leave, he said he was just looking for something he dropped. She said he took forever to actually leave and kept staring at her. I saw red. I marched straight into the house and found Jake in the kitchen making a sandwich like nothing happened. I told him he needed to explain what the hell he thought he was doing in my daughter's room when she was changing. He got all defensive and said Emma was being dramatic, that he barely glanced at her and left immediately. My wife heard us arguing and came downstairs. When I told her what Emma said, she looked at Jake and then at me and said maybe there was a misunderstanding. Jake started going on about how he's going through a hard time with the divorce and Emma's probably just sensitive to having new people in the house, but I could see it in Emma's face when she came downstairs. She looked terrified. That's when I made the call. I went to Home Depot that same day and bought a new lock for Emma's door, the kind you need a key to open from both sides. When my wife saw me installing it, she lost it. She said I was being ridiculous and embarrassing Jake over nothing. Jake tried to act hurt, saying he couldn't believe I thought he would ever do anything inappropriate. But Emma hugged me so tight when she saw that lock and whispered thank you. My wife demanded I remove it. She said it was insulting to her brother and that I was teaching Emma to be paranoid about family. She even threatened to remove it herself while I was at work. That's when I looked her dead in the eye and said the lock stays until Jake and his daughters are out of our house. Period. No negotiation.